Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 gives us a very sober thought. A necessary thought, but a very sober thought. It goes on to describe the situation of the elderly. And the encouragement that we receive in verse 1 is that we should remember our Creator in the days of our youth. And that's because the days are coming when we will become older. We won't be able to function as we once did. And it's good for us to, one, enjoy youth and enjoy our Creator in the days of our youth. But we could also add that we should serve the Lord in our youth, because we know that the days are coming when our bodies will not function as they once did, and we won't be able to have the opportunity to serve in the capacity that we were able to in the early years. It's very poetic the way that he describes old age. He talks about the sun and the light, the moon and the stars are darkened, and clouds return after the rain. In other words, it's a dark time. It's a difficult time, a time of darkness. The limbs tremble. It says, in that day the watchmen of the house tremble. You know, you ever see someone who's really elderly, their hands tend to tremble and to shake, and perhaps their legs and other parts of their body. The back stoops, it says, and the mighty men stoop. Those who are elderly oftentimes stoop over because their back, which once was strong, has now begun to stoop. The grinding ones stand idle because they are few. They're talking about the teeth, the ones that grind, the ones that chew food. They stand idle and they're far and in between. And then it says, they receive dim eyesight. It says, and those who look through windows grow dim. Again, an allusion to the eyesight growing dim over time with age. They become hard of hearing, verse 4, and the doors on the street are shut, as the sound of the grinding mill is low. And one will arise at the sound of the bird, and all the daughters of song will sing softly. We lose our hearing as we get older. Verse 5, furthermore, men are afraid of a high place and of terrors on the road. You know, fear increases as you get older because you're more vulnerable and susceptible to injury. And so you don't want to climb on top of the roof or do things in high places, standing on stools or ladders. It's just not safe to do so. There's a lot of dangers involved with that. You receive white hair as you get older. It says the almond tree blossoms. The idea of the almond tree with the white blossoms, similar to aged men whose hair begins to whiten. It says also that, you know, it alludes to how even old people will walk. It says the grasshopper drags himself along. Probably there an allusion to the grasshopper as winter takes on and the grasshopper becomes sluggish. Kind of giving an allusion there to the older person who also has difficulty walking around, getting around. And it says the caperberry is ineffective. And the caperberry is believed to be perhaps some type of medicine that was used, and when you get older, medicine just doesn't work. There's not a whole lot medicine can do for old age. You can maybe deal with some of the symptoms, but nothing really cures old age, and it just doesn't help. So these are the days that we have to look forward to as we get older, days where our limbs tremble, our back stoops, our teeth fall out, our eyesight becomes dim, we become hard of hearing, fear increases, we get white hair, we're slow walking, and we can't really rely on medicine ultimately. And because of this, because we know that provided that the Lord doesn't come again and provided that we don't die before this takes place, that these days are coming when we won't function as well physically as we once did, it should impress on our minds the importance of us really being diligent and working for the kingdom while we have the opportunity. Using every opportunity that we can to work diligently for the Lord, to remember the Lord, remember our Creator in our youth, and remember Him before the silver cord is broken and the golden bowl is crushed, and the pitcher by the well is shattered, and the wheel at the cistern is crushed. In other words, before we died, it says, then the dust will return to the earth as it was, and the spirit will return to God who gave it. So the silver cord being broken alludes to the fragility of life, and that we are easily broken. We're like pitchers, we're like vessels, earthen vessels that break and shatter easily, and we can die very easily, especially as we get older. And so, encouragement is remember Him before that happens. Remember your Creator in the days of your youth. So today, let's take this to heart and not waste any more time. Not put off tomorrow what we can do today, but to see what we can do to encourage others, to be involved in love and good works, to increase in our spiritual awareness and our spiritual knowledge of the Lord, to become more and more well-pleasing to Him as the days go by, so that when these days come, these older days, these days when we get older, we will have already stored up great treasure in heaven, bearing great fruit for the Lord. And we will be prepared to meet those days as we walk in closer relationship with the Lord, as we begin to look ahead beyond just this short life, and we have in our hearts the anticipation of a beautiful day when we won't have the limitations of the flesh that we have here on this earth. That we will be resurrected into powerful bodies, immortal bodies, imperishable bodies, incorruptible bodies. And we'll have that hope as we enter into old age. So let's think about those things today, guys. With that, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.